This is a naturally shed white-tailed deer antler that I found in the woods across the road probably 8 years ago. It was sitting on one of the trails that the deer often use. You can tell it's naturally shed because it has this feature right here. This is where it naturally separated from the deer's skull, and it's very rough, very porous. What are you doing, Ike? Icarus is very curious. What I'm going to do with this, I want to make a dream catcher, and I want to darken the antler a bit. It's nice when it's white like this, but I prefer a less aged look, a less white look. I prefer the look of antlers like this. This is a natural antler. It has not had anything done to it. This is what they look like when they're not whitened. They still have some of that coloration from when they had their velvet. I think that's just a really nice look. Here's another set here. Just very, very beautiful, very nice. A nice brown color. It brings out a lot of the definition in the antler when they're colored like this. It gives it a look that it has more texture to it. And it just looks very beautiful and natural. Whereas this antler here, where it has been sitting outside here for a number of years, it had some green on it. And I'm not sure if you can see there with the lighting as it is, but there's some green in some of the veins where the antler has aged and cracked a bit. And I want to cover up that green. And I also think that coloring it will give this a lot more contrast. Some taxidermists use chemicals to change the color of antlers. I'm not a very big fan of using chemicals. I like to do things a little bit more naturally. So we're going to do a tea and coffee stain on this antler to give it that nice brown color. Our colorant mixture is 1 heaping teaspoon of coffee and 1 tea bag. You just want to put enough water in it to moisten it. That's all you need, and then you just let it steep down. Make sure you squish the tea bag out to get a lot of color. You can see that that's a really nice stain. See if I can get in the right angle there. So I like to start with the rougher points. You definitely want to make sure you lay newspaper down because this is going to be a very, very messy task. What do you think, Checkers? Is it looking good? As always, Checkers is our artistic supervisor here. When brushing, you want to brush out all of the streaks in the coffee because you don't want any visible streak lines. You want it to look like it's natural. You just kind of keep brushing out your brush strokes. And any little drip lines that occur. Now that this is dried for probably 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to give it a rub down. And that just helps remove any streaks and gives it a worn look to it. Now here you just want to wipe quickly on the tips because you want a lot of darker color inside the grooves. It's a really miserable day today, but the rain stopped, so I figured I'd come out and do some spraying on my antler. It's only been 10 minutes since I put the spray lacquer on, and it's already dried to the touch. I'm not going to really squish on it, because the lacquer might be still wet a little bit on the inside of the outer coating. But you can see there the dark color along here, and it fades out to lighter along the tips. It actually doesn't look the same color on the screen as it does in real life here, but there is definitely some different tones in there, the different browns and coloration. It's not exactly like the natural antler color. This is a little bit more yellow, but it has color to it. The green is hidden, and I like it. So this is as far as I'm going to go in the coloration of this antler.